way of singing, got different songs, and as we do, but we're all singing to the Creator, for the Creator. See, Grandfather wants to hear our songs, you know, as we grow in our travels with the Creator, coming close, coming back to the Creator. He wants to hear our songs. He wants to feel the love, the need that we have for Him, you know, because He was the one that put us here. And what we do with our life is important. It's not what's here, it's what we do in our life as we grow up when we're born. See, when we're born as babies, we're pure, innocent, you know. And as we grow and live and go about our day, things get hectic. Like you say, on the red road, you know, when we're small, the babies, the road is wide. But as we grow in our worldly ways, our walk, the road begins to narrow. It's hard for us. It was meant to be, you know. That's why the road is roundy, to say, you know. And so when we fall into the worldly ways of how the world has come, and we fall into certain depressions, alcoholism, drugs, you name it, you know, and we fall off this path. But we climb ourselves back up. We climb back up. We get back on that red road again, come close to Grandfather. We pray from our hearts. Always pray from your heart, not your mind, because your mind is easily corrupted, easily persuaded. So when you pray for your heart, the prayers are stronger. Grandfather can hear those prayers, the spirit of the eagle, the wings of the feather, powerful, carries our dreams up to the Creator. So as we continue walking with the Creator in our hearts, our travel will be pure and great. And as people come across people, friends you know, they'll notice you. And they'll notice that you have a different appearance about yourself. You're not the old you. You are walking along with the Creator with strength and sureness, because you know it's in your heart, guiding you, protecting you. That's why when we get up every morning, we thank Grandfather for a new day, because tomorrow is never a guarantee. Tomorrow is never a guarantee. That's why when people say, well, I'll see you next week, such and such day. How do they know that within that day to come, halfway till something will happen? You know, Grandfather will comfort them. It's time for you to go home. And then where is the person that's going to say, well, why isn't you coming? Grandfather took him home. That's why you live in for today. You thank the Creator for the day you wake up in the morning, next breath. You thank the children, Mother Earth, for what she puts out there, the plants, the water, the life-giving source, her blood. And thanking Creator for what He has worked with Grandmother Earth, Mother Earth, to come together as one to feed us, sustain us in our lives, as our walk. We wash our bodies with it. We drink it. We live with that water in us, because it just keeps us going, keeps us from getting dehydrated. You know, like a drug will do, will get you dehydrated. You need that water to bring you back again, flush out those poisons that you're taking in. You know, even with coffee, you know, they say coffee is good for you in certain ways. And then, you know, and then when we drink the water itself, it's bringing us back pure again, clear heart, clear mind from Creator. That's why we take the four directions: the baby, the preteen, the teenager, the young adult, the adult, and the elderly. The red, yellow, white, and black. Because when you come to the sweat lodge, when you're born, it's like being born again. The mother bleeds. But when you wake up, you see the sun, yellow. And the white is for purity, because you're pure as you're born. And then when you go to the blackness, you go back to darkness again. It's with everything, from the creeping, the crawling, the winged ones, the two-legged, the four-legged, the rock nation, star nation. We're all one. But when we all go, those go back to Mother Earth. That God created man from mud, he said. Born from the earth, we're buried in the earth, return to Mother Earth. to feed those that are going to come after us. But when grandfather comes, we're all going to be together with the Creator. And that is a good thing, because you know it's going to be good when you see those loved ones that have gone on before you. Because it's the greeting and the love that they have in their hearts to the Creator that will help you and guide you to that thin veil that man can't see. To get across it, we got to have power and prayer and happiness and love. Crying, knowing that your relatives are going to be in a better place. We're crying for them. Help them to get across that thin veil, the spirit world we call it. Need those to help get them across. Those that have been taken so fast and so unknowing get left behind. Their spirits wandering in limbo. Where am I? What happened? See, Creator's not ready for them to go home yet. So they're out there wandering around in the spirit world, not cross over that veil yet. But through our power, our love, and our hearts, with the Creator, Mother Earth, all that she's given us will help them get across that. And that to me is a good thing. When the old ones I have heard, who have been told, to tell them, they told me not to linger in mourning throughout your life for those that have gone on. Because that eliminates them or hinders their journey across to the that thin veil, like I said, that separates modern man or mortals with the spirit world. It's holding them back. They want to go home. They're called home, but we're mourning for them. Those that find it hard to let go because they have so much love in them, their hearts for those loved ones. But if we understand that they're going to be in a better place, we're happy, we rejoice, we cry because they're going to a better place. We're crying not because we're sad, we're crying because we're happy, because there's so much love through grandfather that they know that she's going to be there, he's going to be there. When it's time for you to take your journey, when you're called home to sit amongst your council, they're going to be there waiting for you, beckoning for you, happy for you. And to me, that just gives, there's so much love. You can't even imagine it. You see a baby, you love him because it's so cute, you know. Oh, that baby, you know. It's like that when you go see your relatives that have gone. You cry because you're happy. And you cry because what you say is good. What you see is good. It strengthens your heart because you know they're going to be there to learn from you, teach you as well, to have patience, to show your love to the baby as you nourish your baby to adulthood. And in return, they're going to take care of you when you're in your elder years. You know, that's why the elderly, we thank the elderly today too, for their wisdom, for their teaching, for the culture that they've passed on. Some, there's not very much left. There's not too many fluent speakers throughout native country today that can pass on that teaching. And now we're struggling. Every nation of the red nation is struggling to bring back that culture that once was swept away like that. Flick of the feather, gone. Tribes that are gone. You know, gone on. And how do we gather that back? We try to restore it through our ancestors, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, to teach the young ones that are coming up today, you know, the little ones, through the animals. You know, you learn from the animals. You got songs from the animals. And when we harvest, we sing songs because those are harvesting songs. Strengthen the family. Nourish your family. Nourish your relatives, your friends. You pray for your enemies. You keep your friend. You keep your family close, but you keep your enemies closer. Always remember that. You keep your enemies closer. Pray for them, that grandfather will show them the way. Bring them back to him. Don't show hatred to your enemies. No, don't wish bad things against your enemies, because that will sometimes reflect back on you, because you did something, you thought something wrong in your heart, and that's the way it's saying, hey, when it strikes you, you got to realize that, where did I go wrong? What happened? Then you pray for your Creator. You know, show me a sign, show me and help me to understand the things that I've done were wrong and I shouldn't Pray and ask your enemies to forgive you for wishing bad thoughts against them. Pray for them in return. And one day you'll realize that those that hated you will one day come to you and ask you for answers. Don't hesitate. Help them, because they are lost just the same. It's their way of saying, Grandfather cares about you. God creates everything, creates the love that we have. Time for you to come home to Him, back on that red road. And with this, I'm going to sing a song for you.